Hi!
Hello!
Welcome to Intertwined Stitches. This is episode 19, and today is Friday, January 24th, 2014.
Yes, it is.
I am Lakshmi, also known as Knitter by Nature.
And I'm Stephanie, also known as XCO Mom, and I've got a big tangle. Just XCO Mom.
So thanks for joining us today, and you can find our Ravelry group under Intertwined Stitches. Please go over there and join the group, and we'd love to have you over there. And we haven't been doing show notes lately, so if you have any questions, just PM us on Ravelry
or in the Ravelry the Ravelry group.
Leave a comment.
Yes, whatever. Contact us. We'll answer you. I'm usually on Ravelry every 5 minutes, so not quite that bad. But I do have my thing set to send it to my email if I have a reply or a message. So
yeah, I just figured that out recently.
I often
so that's a good tip.
Whether or not I can respond to them right away, depending on what I'm doing and where I am, but I usually am able to see them right away.
Yeah, I have a Ravelry addiction as well. So fun.
It's a great big time suck sometimes. I've been looking for a pattern to make my husband for a sweater vest, and I literally spent 45 minutes over the weekend just looking at sweater vest patterns.
I've been looking at hat patterns. I'm like obsessed with knitting hats right now. Bless you.
Thank you.
So I even ordered some hat yarn that I'll be able to show you later.
You were on a hat kick.
Yeah.
Even
though we're having a sweater
cow
right now.
I finished a sweater. Woohoo!
Yay! Too bad you can't enter.
I know.
But it was nice to see your photo in the chatty thread.
Yeah, I was really
proud of that. It came out really cute.
The mommies liked it, so that was good. I guess I'm friends with both of them, but I'm better friends with the one, and that's the one I gave it to. She's the one who's pregnant, and she was so excited. She told me that it looked like it was from a posh boutique.
Aww.
And that she's going to take it with them when they go to the hospital to have him. So I was really excited. Like, that's the best compliment you could give a knitter.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I am wearing my Trillion. Yeah, that's what it's called. I blocked it thanks to Lakshmi lending me her blocking wires, and it grew quite a bit.
It came out gorgeous.
And I love it. Fun.
Hello, kitty.
So that's what I'm wearing today, and it's keeping me warm because it's sub-zero here.
I'm also wearing hand knits to keep me warm. These have been my best friend lately. This is my only pair of mittens right now, and I made them a while back. It's the Horatio and Oren pattern from Twist Collective. And I plan on making another pair of the brown owl on a blue background.
That'll be cute.
And this is knit out of Northampton, Valley Yarns, Northampton, which is merino, angora, and silk. So it's really luxurious.
Nice, warm, and...
Yes, really nice. And the next pair is just going to be Swish. Knit Pick Swish, so I can be machine washable and so my son can borrow them and not get them all muddy and ruin them.
What are you doing? Okay, so sometimes Cha Cat, which is, I want to say she's my middle cat because she's the one we got in the middle, but she can be, my husband and I say her chemicals are imbalanced, and she's very friendly because most of the time she's very aloof and standoffish, and apparently today she's feeling frisky. She's been in here every 5 seconds, so if she gets on camera and you don't like it, I apologize.
Yeah,
there's nothing I can do.
I know she just breaks open the door and comes
we can shut it, and she somehow magically opens it every time. So if you hear kitty cat scratchy noises, that's what that is.
Or big screams from me, that's the cat clawing me. That's happened before. Oh
yes, several times. Or they sit over there and try and eat Lakshmi's yarn. Yeah, I wanted to say real quick, happy birthday to my mom. Yesterday was her birthday. It wasn't a very fun day for her, but hopefully today's better, and every day after will get better.
Hope so.
Yeah. So on to the knitting. You have a finished object.
I have one. I had some yarn left over from the hemlock ring blanket. Excuse me while I get a drink of water.
is very dry in here because we have the heat cranking. The other night I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I'm so thirsty.
So I had about a skein and a half left of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Superwash in this rouge color. And this is the Ladders of Success cap by Mindy Vassell. And I used needles size 6 US 4.0 millimeter. And I was going for the slouchy size, but I was beginning to run out of yarn and I didn't want to get to the top and run out of yarn. So I ripped back to the beanie size, and I'm glad I did that because it did eat up the rest of my yarn. It comes in 3 sizes: beanie, slouchy, and super slouchy. If I made this again, I would probably use different yarn because this one's a little itchy. I'm not used to wearing, I have, you know, wool sensitivities a little bit, and swish doesn't bother me so much, but I haven't tried knitting a hat out of Wool of the Andes before. I would change the bottom ribbing to match the cables at the bottom, or I would bring the cables all the way down to the bottom and just do ribbing in between the ladder sections, because I don't like how the ribbing doesn't always match up with the cable. It kind of bothers me, and it has a little bit of a rolled hem too. So I'm happy with it.
You know what that kind of reminds me of?
What?
Both of the game Snakes and Ladders that my boys have, and it kind of looks like DNA, like the twist of the helix with the, you know, the things that go with.
Yeah.
It makes me think of, we've watched it like 4 times the past couple weeks, Jurassic Park, wherever they show, you know, they show where they substituted the amphibian, you know, and they show the cartoon. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about like designing my own hats with like, you know, different cables going up, because I really like the style of like one cable going up a hat with a textured stitch in between.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about that.
Lakshmi the designer.
And you have a few little finished objects.
I do. I finished a washcloth, but I'm calling that my Frankenstein washcloth because in life I am apt to not pay attention so much. And I was making the grandmother's favorite washcloth, and I got to where it was decreasing, and I looked at the pattern, it was like yarn over and knit 2 together, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how I do it. No, it only decreases 1, and you already made 1, so you're keeping it. So I got like way past where it was supposed to be, and I was like, this isn't right, this isn't decreasing. So I looked, and yeah, you're supposed to decrease 2 stitches. Yeah. So I had to add the first skein yarn was a red and pink variegated, and I added in, I didn't have anything red or pink, so I had to add in a stripy teal and lime green one, so it's hideous. But I figure I'm just going to scrub things with it, whether it be my kitchen counters or my boys' butts, you know. Doesn't matter what it looks like.
Right.
So I've got that, and I've also been working on my hexapuffs. I brought them down to show Lakshmi, so I'm going to show them to you. These are the ones I did this week. This one is special because it's from the Rhinebeck mini skein that I got from Lisa of Fiber Nymph Dye Works. So this is my hexapuff from her. I have 2 from her actually, because last year she gave me a pink mini skein. So there's the one from last year, and then this is the one from this year. Well, 2 years last year now. It's 2014 now. But then I made a hexapuff using the yarn I used for my trillion, and some Mad Tosh from my Color Affection. And I made my friend Jen, who, I also finished a baby sweater. There are pictures in the group thread. I gave it to the moms already. That's what reminded me. I made her a scarf last year, a hitchhiker, out of this, and I used the scraps too. And I knit this while I was watching the newest episode of Sherlock, and Molly, whatever her last name is, I can't think of it now, his co-worker that's in love with him, she was wearing a scarf that was striped in these exact colors, and this was starting to stripe, so I was like, look, I match her. So there's that. And I knit one in handspun. It's one of my very first handspuns ever. It's sparkly.
Yeah, I like the sparkles.
And I spun it a long time ago, and it was from a bat that I got at Rhinebeck that I fell in love with and had to have, even though it was way out of my price range, and it was a really small bat. Like, it was in one of those little farm stands, but I loved it, and it smelled, it doesn't smell anymore, but it smelled really good, like lavender. Hello, Owen. I apologize. Yeah, they're loud up there. So anyways, it's a little bigger than the rest, but it's not significantly bigger. So there's that. So that's what I've been working on. Well, those are my finished things. I've been working on other stuff.
Yeah, right now I'm just working on my Citron Grand by Hilary Smith Callis.
Nice.
Knit Pick Stroll Bear fingering weight. This is just slow going at this point, but it's the only real stockinette pattern that I have going right now, so it's the easiest one to just pick up and knit when I'm bored or something and I don't really want to pay attention to a pattern, or I'm in the car or at the office or something, dentist office or a doctor's office. So there's just a lot of stitches on the needle, so I got about 2 rows done. But I have been working on it. It's just slow going.
Well, it's huge at this point.
Right. It's getting pretty big. And another thing that I have that's big is my Rogue sweater. And this doesn't really look like I made much progress either, because I've just been working on the hood. So I've been working, I should get a marker to show where I was last time, but I was down here last time, so I did quite a bit. I was down there.
Very nice.
And I stopped doing the hood increases, and pretty soon I'm going to start doing the decreases. So that's going to be less stitches, which will be nice. It makes up for it here, where it keeps the increases in the cable. But that's been great fun, and this is Rogue by Jenna Wilson. It's knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the fern color, and I used needle size 8 to 5.0 millimeter.
It's very pretty.
Yeah,
I really like that.
I really like how it's coming out. I think the next couple sweaters I make, though, I'm just going to make really simple sweaters that showcase the yarn instead. Like, I was thinking of, ever since I made you those mitts out of City Tweed DK, I was thinking of making a sweater out of that.
That would be nice.
Just a simple, like, top down or bottom up with a roll neck or something.
That would be pretty.
With no cables or any kind of color work or anything like that. So I did find a pattern that would work well for that. So that will be coming up in the future. I probably will knit Lush next, though, because I am really fond of that pattern, and I'm excited to knit with the not the City Tweed, but the Knit Picks Gloss DK for that one. I already swatched for it and everything. And then I have, I've been working on my Color Affection again still. It's knit out of Garn Studios Drops Alpaca. And they just have color numbers. They don't have names for their colors. So I'm getting pretty far with the brown coming across. It's past halfway point, I think.
Yeah.
And I loosened up significantly on the edges. I've been pulling up really loosely, and you can see the difference of the stitches right here compared to down here where it's really puckery.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm gonna love it.
Yeah. And I'm sure it'll loosen up a little whenever you block it too, whenever you
probably
wet it.
Yeah.
Loosen up.
So
I assume.
That's been going well. So I picked up my socks, the Socks on a Plane socks by Laura Linneman out of the Cherry Tree Hill Finger Paints.
Nice.
This is the Middle Earth color. Right, you can't really see, but there it is. You can see it better on the sock. I'll just show you the sock. So this is a toe-up sock.
Wow, you're almost done.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how long to knit it. Then I was watching Knitting Blooms, and Tina knits the pattern all the way to the toe, and then she does like her ribbing after that.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that would be a good length. I still have 70 grams of yarn left, so like 20 extra grams for the sock. So I won't need that much, and I don't think I want to make the socks that long that I have to keep measuring
do some
the
calf
yarn.
increases.
I know, so I think that will be fine. Actually, and I'm not knitting these for me anymore.
Oh.
Because I showed them to my sister, and she tried them on, and she loves them, and she gave me money to knit them for her. Instead of just a gift. She actually...
she's like, seriously, I will pay you for
Yeah.
these. That's when you know it's legit. She really wants them.
She gave me a deposit. But I love how that's going. It's a super simple pattern, and I like the colors, and
and now you're
yeah.
getting paid for it, so
exactly. She's gonna give me $50.
Wow.
So I think that's fair.
Yeah, for sure.
I started a couple new things. Try to reach down here. Just a little while ago, I got some yarn on sale from Knit Picks, and they only had like 2 colors left, and one of them was this eucalyptus color of shimmer. And I lost the ball band already, and I went onto the website to find out what the content is, because I think it's alpaca.
It looks alpaca-y. It's got a halo to it.
And merino, I think. Or alpaca, and yeah, I think it's alpaca and merino. It doesn't seem silky. So I went to look on it, and it was gone, so it's been discontinued already. So I'm glad I got this, because I have the book First Light by Knit Picks, and it has this pattern called Camber Cowl, and it is by Veronica Webb, and it was knit in this color in the book, and it just looks beautiful. So I was happy just to do it exactly like the pattern shows. It starts off with a provisional cast on, and then it has 2 little sections of lace in between garter stitch.
That'll be nice.
And that's how it's coming out. It's very small so far. I think I'm just about at the end of the first repeat. I'm gonna add a lifeline, so that if I do make a mistake, I'm not gonna have to rip out the beginning and have to do the provisional cast on again, because I don't like doing provisional cast ons.
Thanks, Cars. He just blew us kisses in case you didn't hear that.
And for that, I'm using size 3 needles, which is 3.25 millimeter. And the last project, if I can find it, all this stuff, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Just have a mess over here now. I'm working on Rosebud by Jared Flood. It's another hat. And I ordered this pattern and some yarn to knit it on the same day, and then I got so eager to cast on. So I just went stash diving. So this is Knit Picks Brava, their acrylic yarn in worsted, and the color is Current. And I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors by Knit Picks.
Did you do something else in that recently?
Yes, my son's sweater is striped with Currant and Paprika. So I know I had enough yarn of it. So because I had gotten enough, I think, for an adult sweater, and I decided just to make a small child sweater with stripes. So I had enough left over. It's very similar to other Knit Picks colors, like this one that I had ordered.
And that one's really close to
and
the fairy tale.
Yeah, so I was thinking I would make the hat as soon as I got this, even though I had started another one, but I don't want 2 hats that are so similar, so I found another pattern that I'm going to use for that already, because I've been on Ravelry all day, yesterday and today.
It's a freezing cold. You can't even go outside without losing your breath.
That's why I've been thinking about hats and mittens and
trying to stay warm. Yes. It's ridiculous cold out there right now. We were supposed to get this big blizzard. We were going to get like 4 to 10 inches of snow. What was it? Tuesday? Something like that. We got maybe 3 inches. I was so disappointed.
They made such a big deal
Such
about
a big
it.
deal. And I'm
you
like,
know what? They delayed school the next day, which was odd.
well, the roads were crappy.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 inches, and we were supposed to get 4 to 10, and I'm like,
on the coast, they got like maybe a couple feet.
They got quite a bit. But then I was like, you know, this is why people don't take them seriously, because they make it so dramatic and they sensationalize it so much, and then nothing happens. And then the next time when the big storm does come and stuff does happen, then people aren't prepared because they don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
And it's not cool. Not cool, Weather Channel. Not cool. Anyways, that was my public service announcement. On to my works in progress. I am knitting on the Brickless. It changed colors, as you can see. I was knitting it out of the rainbow, which is sitting right behind the camera, because I just frogged it the other day. But the red and the purple kept pulling together, and it was just icky to me. I didn't like it. And I feel like that yarn is too busy for an already busy pattern with all the different textures. So I frogged it and I cast it on in my cherry tree hill that I got from Rhinebeck. The ball band says Super Sock Select. I don't know what that means. It's on the floor there in case you're like, what is she looking at? So this is what it looks like in the cake. It's very pretty. Greens and pops of purple and yellow and teal. So that's what it looks. Oh, that's the wrong side.
I had a hard time choosing when I was trying to pick a color.
Yeah, I was waiting for Lakshmi to put this one down so that I could get it. So there's this. I've only done a couple pattern repeats, but I like it a lot better. It's a lot more muted of a color to have this much texture and busyness going on.
Looks really pretty.
I like it a lot. It's my purse knitting. So whenever I have to go to the end of the road and wait for my kid to get off the bus, that's what I take with me to knit on, because she's always late, or I'm always early. I have also been knitting on my eeny meeny, which one I'm going to show you, my Hue Shift Afghan. I got 6 squares done now. I don't want to pull this loop out. So, lots of ends to weave in when it's done, but I've got 1 whole stripe, and then I started on the next one, which I need to pick up and do the next one, and then the next one. I've been trying to do, it's very fun. I like it a lot. It's very quick to do one of the little squares, and I find that I enjoy picking up stitches in garter much more than I enjoy picking up stitches in anything else. So it's not even...
It's easy.
Yes, it's very easy. Just go between the ridges. And so I'm really enjoying this pattern. It's kind of like an instant gratification sort of thing, because 1 square will take me like an evening or 2 sitting there watching TV.
And it's great to see the colors together once you finish it. Like, ooh, look at that one.
But now I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this color. I'm ready to start mixing it with something else now. But the next one will be yellow, and actually I think it's yellow, and then it's yellow, pink, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think
trucking
there
along.
Are 2 sections that are the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did mine in a different order. I didn't go like section 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm thinking the next one will not be section 2. Because, yeah, I think there's 2 that are the same colors, and then, you know, there's 4 sections total. And I think this section and this section are similar. I don't know. I'm excited to get to the other colors. I'm like, oh, I want to see this purple color with that blue color or with that green color. So
I'll have to bring mine next time so you can see the difference of the rainbow colorways.
Yeah. Hers is much darker and much brighter. I got the soft colors or the baby colors or whatever you want to call it.
And I have 2 panels done of mine.
Nice. So that's halfway there.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Very pretty. I was on Knit Picks today ordering yarns because I'm doing a Knit Picks swap, and I was like, I thought I could get some from my stash, because you have to send a skein of their favorite color. It doesn't matter what kind of yarn, but it has to be Knit Picks yarn. And I was looking at my stash, and their favorite color is not one of my favorite colors, so I don't have any to send, so I had to order some. Oh, darn. And I bought myself a birthday present last night, but that's off track. Hopefully it'll be here by my birthday. My birthday's not till February 14th, but anyways, my last work in progress, I am working on the Measure and Love hat by Megan Williams of the Stockinette Zombies fame, and I decided this hat is going to be my very special hat, so I am doing it out of my Madeline Tosh Pashmina in the Spectrum colorway, and the camera is not showing its beautiful amount of colors. I was talking to my husband about it last night. I'm like, you know how whenever there's a puddle and there's like a little bit of oil or gas in the puddle and it has that rainbowy effect? That's what this hat looks like.
Yeah, it does have those colors.
The dark but rainbow. It's beautiful. And this pattern is really fun. I'm really enjoying it, even though there is quite a bit of purling because it is garter stitch.
I bet it's really soft too.
It is.
So that's going to be so nice.
And like you said about the cables going down, this has a slip stitch that goes all the way down to the ribbing of the hat, and it's really pretty. I like it. It's a nice little detail. And then it has a panel up the middle, or up the whatever side, middle, that has a little bit of lace in it. I don't know if you can see that. So it's a very pretty pattern, and it's for a very worthy cause. She does a pattern every year, and I think I've bought them every year since she started doing it. She lost her sister to a pulmonary embolism, and ever since then, on her birthday, she releases a pattern, and all of the proceeds go in one big collective, and she sends it to the Women's Health Network or organization or whatever, and to promote, you know, women's health and safety, because they think that it was her birth control that caused the pulmonary embolisms. So they want people to know about that and promote that. So she does it every year, and I buy it every year. I tried knitting the one she did last year, which I can't think of what it's called right now. Do you know what it's called? It's another hat.
Yep. I can't think of it.
It'll come to me after we're done recording. But this is the Measure and Love, and I thought it was a very pretty pattern. Not that the other one wasn't. I tried to knit it last year, but I was still a pretty newbie knitter. I'd only been knitting for a year, and I decided to do it in black, and it wasn't working.
Black's hard to knit with.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that again sometime. But
yeah.
This is so much fun, and I love it. And my last work in progress is not knitting or crocheting or even spinning. I have decided to do the Once Upon a Time sampler from the Frosted Pumpkin, because I love fairy tales and all things fairy tale related, and everyone kept posting this, and I'm like, I just love it. I have to have it. So I started that. That's all I have done so far. Boom. I had a lot more than this done on my original attempt, and I discovered that my cloth was not big enough, and I was crushed. Because I had all of this done, even the different colors, and then I had done the laundry soap, and I started across here, and I'm like, wait a second. This doesn't seem like it's going to be big enough. The cloth that I had purchased was 15 by 18, and the finished product is going to be 11.5 by 17.5. So I only had a 1/2 inch wiggle room from the top to the bottom. And if you've ever cross stitched before, you know that the ends tend to fray.
Yeah.
Even though I masking taped them, my masking tape sucks. But it wasn't going to be big enough. So I had to set that aside and call it practice and go and get a bigger cloth.
That was a lot of work you put into that.
It was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours worth of work. Then I realized that it was just not big enough. Wah, wah. Yeah. And I made my needle minder this morning. See how cute it is?
It is cute. You
it's
made
got
that.
butterflies. It does. I looked to buy one, and I'm such a cheapskate. If I can make something and I know I can make it cheaper, I will. And so I looked at them on Etsy, and they're not terribly expensive on Etsy. There was some for like $5, but with shipping it was like 8 to 10. I'm like, no. So I went to Walmart and got, whenever I had to go get the bigger fabric, because our Walmart has that, they have those super magnet-y things that are like this big, but they have like super magnet power. And so I got a pack of those for like $3.50, and I got a pack of a pack to make buttons. So I took some cloth that I already had in my stash, and it's got butterflies on it. Next time I'll send her my
so cute. You're so crafty.
And so I stuck the little magnet in there whenever I made the button, and then I have a different magnet to go on the back, and then it holds my needle.
Yay.
So I think I've
Great
got
idea.
the stuff to make like 3 more, and the whole thing cost me $6. So, yep. My husband always appreciates it whenever I'm thrifty like that. Like, yes, she didn't spend more money. So, there's that. And I'm really excited about this cross stitch. I'm really enjoying it. I haven't cross stitched since before I was pregnant with my eldest son, and he's 6.5. So it's been a while, and at that time I had only done a few things. But my aunt is a big cross stitcher, and she taught me how to do it. So
Yeah, I haven't done cross stitch in a while either. It's been a while. Years.
Well, it kind of like, it was one of those things where I'm like, I don't really, the end product is usually not so much fun. It's not very useful or whatever. You usually
It's
just
just
frame it.
decoration.
Yeah. But whenever I saw this, I was like, oh, I have to have that finished project. So far, it's Snow White and the dwarves, and they're doing laundry. It's so cute. I can't even handle it.
And each block is going to be like a different fairy tale?
Yes.
That's
And it's mystery. So the ones that we know of so far, the guaranteed going to be in it is Snow White and the dwarves, Hansel and Gretel, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and Jack and the Beanstalk. So I'm excited what other ones there's going to be. I'm hoping there's going to be like the Little Mermaid, because that's my favorite. And some sort of princessy something. I don't know. And when I was looking to get bigger cloth, because the cloth that they recommend you use has like sparkles, and it's like tea stain, and it's really pretty, but they didn't have any of that anywhere near me. And it was going to be forever to get here. It wasn't so much the cost of it, because it was only like, I don't know, $10, and it was going to be super pretty with the sparkles and whatnot, but I was too impatient to wait for it to get here. So
just like me with my hat.
yes, so I went with the white cloth instead. And while I was looking at it online, they have cross stitch thread that glows in the dark. Yeah, like, oh, the possibilities.
Ooh.
I was telling my husband about it last night, and he's like, what if you cross-stitched, like, some pattern where it was, like, good overcoming evil during the daytime, and then whenever you turned off the lights, it was, like, the witch coming to get you in the glow in the dark? He's like, that would be so awesome!
That would be cool.
So he's like, he's like, you just got me so excited about that. I'm like, go, spend the money, buy that.
It's like you can make a secret message appear by turning out the lights.
Yeah. I was thinking it might be fun for, my middle son is petrified of the dark. And I thought it would be fun if I did something for him where when the lights turn off, it's like, he's really big into Pikachu right now. So what if I did like a Pikachu that glowed in the dark and was like his special protective thing? So maybe that would work. I don't know. But glow in the dark thread will be coming to my house at some point. It's really cool. Yeah, you have some.
I just got a package from Knit Picks for all the hats I was thinking about. So I got, it's all going to be hats and mitts, because I got 2 skeins of Knit Picks gloss in fingering.
That's
robot
pretty
color. I'm into grays lately. It's a nice neutral.
To go with all your orange.
Right. And pinks. Bright pinks.
Yes.
So there was a pattern that I got this yarn for, Knit Picks Capretta. It was a tea leaves mitts, and you only needed 1 skein.
Oh, nice.
But I'm going to be making a hat with leaves on it. I think it was the Rustling Leaves Beret.
Huh.
And I thought it would match well
Yeah.
with the mitts that have leaves on them as well.
That'd be pretty.
So I'm going to use the 2 skeins for that set, and then I'll just find like a small hat that only takes 230 yards for the green. Then I got...
That only takes that.
I know. Not many. I was looking. So I got 2 skeins of Gloss DK and the Admiral, and it's like a really dark navy. It seemed brighter.
It almost has like a purple coloring to it in this light.
Yeah.
Like a purpley gray blue. It's pretty.
Yeah, it was much like brighter on the screen, but I think I'll be happy with it. It's out of my comfort zone. I just wanted something different. I could even make a hat for my son, or
it's almost like a charcoal
out of it, but it's probably going to be for me. And then I got the Swish worsted in Bordeaux for 2 of these for the rosebud hat, but I'll be making a different
which, just
hat.
to show, this is Fairy Tale and this is the Bordeaux. Like, this is a lighter, but they're almost the same color.
Very similar.
This is also
Love it.
the Capretta.
Oh, nice.
It wouldn't go with your green, but
No.
you know.
I was just looking.
No. Be some serious contrast.
Oh, well, and I also got some of the Caspian needles. I'm
Nice.
starting to replace some of my clovers that are their 16-inch, the ones that are good for hats.
Right.
And a lot of my clovers, they have the blunt tips. And I prefer the cables on the knit picks, so I just started...
I did too. I was just using some Hayas, and I did not like the cables because I'm so used to the knit picks and the Knitter's Pride. That, yeah.
So I got about 4 pair of needles.
Nice. I did too.
Oh.
I got a bunch of... Oh, I got 1 pair of the Caspian double... I got a bunch of double points. I got some square double points for my Hexapuffs that are super sharp.
Ooh.
My goodness. They're
Cool.
the collage ones.
Right, they are
They're
super sharp.
Awesome. I love
I
them
have
to
those in
bits.
size 8.
Mine are size 3. I really like them. I have a little bit of well, not quite enabling. Whatever, it's new to me. A friend of mine, Steph, are you done with your enabling? I didn't want to interrupt you. Sent me this for my birthday. Isn't it cute?
It's so cute.
It is currently the home of my cross stitch. But look, it's got stars across that.
It's sparkly.
And it makes me think of her because she lives in Texas, the Lone Star State. But yes, it's very sparkly and the kids are adorable. I'd like to think that one of these red-headed twins is me. They're all wearing hats and scarves and having fun in the snow.
And hand knit sweaters.
Yes. And it's huge. Like, my goodness.
It's a nice size.
So, yes, and it's perfect because my hoop for my cross stitch is ginormous. So it all fits in here perfectly. So thank you, Stephanie. That was my early birthday present. Eee, so exciting. That's all I have.
Okay.
We have our knit along going on, our sweater knit along. We have 2, yes, right now we have 2 finished sweaters.
Excellent.
Both of them are children's sweaters. One was a baby surprise jacket, and the other was a hooded striped with a pocket for the young man's birthday. And it was very cute. Very cute.
Yeah, we love
adorable.
seeing the projects as they come in.
Yes.
And
the
hopefully-
planning of them and the progress.
Yeah, we'll see a lot more of that. And again, for the rules, you just have to be a member of the group, and you can enter any sweater that you finish within January and through March 31st.
And we added that you can have as many
Multiple.
entries as you finish sweaters.
Yes. And there'll be a special prize for the person with the most entries. We don't know what that is yet, but otherwise we are giving away as a grand prize 14 skeins of Wool of the Andes in a color of your choice, and 2 sweater patterns valued at $8 or less.
Yes. My husband's like, are there really patterns out there that are $8 or up? I'm like,
Yeah, a lot.
He's like, oh dear. Like, don't worry, I'm not buying all of them.
Most of the ones I've been getting lately are like $6 for hats.
Yeah, that's been a trend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not liking it, but it's been a trend. Like, everything I want to get is like $6 or so. And I did mail out all of the prizes whether old or new. I've
Yay.
mailed them all out, so
Everybody should be getting their
yes,
goodies.
they should have already gotten. Well, some of them were out of overseas, so they should be getting them soon. But I mailed them all out last week, and I mailed them out the stitch marker winner from like 2 prizes ago. I mailed them out, and I got home and checked my messages, and she's like, I just wanted to know, not that I'm upset, but I didn't want them to be lost in the mail. I'm like, I'm so sorry. So I sent her a pattern too, because I felt so bad.
You're so sweet.
I'm like, I'm sorry it took me so long. But hers ended up really cute. She asked for animal themed, and they were leopard print. They were so cute. I liked them. I wanted to keep them myself, but
so she
I
got
didn't.
custom stitch markers.
Yes, and they should be to her, because they went out over a week ago. So let me know if you didn't get them, because they should be to you. I believe her screen name is DP Temple. I believe. So yeah, all the prizes are out. Australia, and I even finally sent out the Harry Potter knits.
Oh, you
magazine.
finally found it?
Well, no, I had to order it and have it sent to me.
Oh, okay. They didn't get it at the yarn show.
No, none of them. And the second one that I asked, she asked like all her friends that own yarn shops, and nobody had it.
That's so weird, because it seems like a popular book.
It's obviously too popular. But it's on its way. I got it Wednesday, and I turned around and put it in the mail yesterday. No, that's not right. Whatever. I sent it out the next day. And I sent her the tracking number, so it is on its way. And I'm like, whew. I did not think it was going to be that difficult. And she felt bad about it being so difficult for me, so she's planning on sending me a package. I'm like, you don't need to do that at all, but thank you.
Sweet.
Yes. So anyways, that was a lot of jibber jabber. But everyone who has gotten prizes from us, or should be getting prizes from us, they should either be on their way or already to you. Let me know if in a week you have something that's supposed to be there but isn't. Let me know, please. I don't know what I would do about it, but let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have our knit along. Oh, I wanted to say you can double and triple dip for the knit along. I know that several different other podcasts are giving away prizes for, I think one of them has a clean slate challenge, so if you have an old sweater on the needles and you finish it, double dip there. And there was something else. Someone else had it. I don't remember now.
I don't know.
I know that I watched the Sassy Pants Knitter and Sock Bunny Knit and Fit, and both of them had a knit along going on that you could theoretically double dip for ours with. Okay. So if you watch either of those and you are doing that, it might work for us if it's a sweater.
Definitely get those entries in.
Yes. If for no other reason than to give me something to go to Ravelry for. And Instagram. Did you want to do a hashtag for the knit along for Instagram?
Oh, sure.
Like IS sweater KAL.
That sounds good.
Hashtag IS sweater knit along KAL.
Yes. We'll put it at the bottom of the video on the blog.
Okay.
So you can find it.
I think I can put something in there, but I'm not sure. But I can do it on the blog.
Just a quick show note.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today. And
thanks for watching. If you're new, thanks for joining. If you're old, thanks for coming back. We appreciate it.
And thanks to all the new members of the group for joining in. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes. And hopefully we'll get more and more and steadily go up that popularity ladder.
Yes. So until next time, happy knitting.
Happy knitting.
Bye.